Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So in the last lecture we studied about the structure of an atom put forward by Dalton, then J.J. Thomson and about Rutherford. Now the problem in the structure of an atom put forward by Rutherford was that the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. The electrons are negatively charged. Now the question was, if the nucleus is positively charged and the electrons are negatively charged, the electrons should come and stick to the nucleus. Why? Because the nucleus is positively charged and the electrons are negatively charged. But it doesn't happen so. Okay? It does not fall on into the nucleus. That was the question. Okay, we will see on page number 30. Below that, use your brain power questions. An established law of physics, an electrically charged body is revolving in a circular orbit. Its energy decreases. So he told that it is continuously revolving, and if it is revolving, its energy will decrease. When its energy decreases, it will fall into the nucleus, but it does not fall into the nucleus. This problem was sorted out by the next scientist, that is Niels Bohr, in the year 1913 or so. Okay, 1913. The structure of atom put forward by Niels Bohr is the most stable and accepted one. Okay, now what are the postulates put forward by Niels Bohr? We will see. The electrons lie in orbits at a particular distance from the nucleus. So I told that there is a particular distance for the electrons from the nucleus. The electrons are placed at a particular distance from the nucleus. Energy of an electron is constant in a particular orbit. So as long as it is revolving in a particular orbit, its energy is constant. So he told that the electrons revolve around the nucleus in particular orbits. Rutherford did not tell about any orbit. Okay, there are 4 orbits, you might be knowing, K, L, M, N, 4 orbits. Okay, that structure was put forward by Niels Bohr. So he told that energy of an electron is constant and when it is in a particular orbit. When an electron jumps, if it has to jump from outer orbit to inner orbit, it has to lose energy, and if it has to jump from inner orbit to outer orbit, it has to gain energy. The energy possessed by the outer electrons is more compared to that of the energy possessed by the electrons which are in the inner orbits. Okay, so if it has to jump from inner to outer, it has to gain energy, and if it has to jump from outer to inner, it has to lose energy. So there are 4 orbits according to its structure. The electrons revolve around the nucleus in particular orbits. Okay, this was the structure which was put forward by Niels Bohr. Okay, you may mark this in your textbook. Next is, which subatomic particles are present in the nucleus? Which of them are present in the nucleus? Protons and neutrons. Where are electrons revolving around the nucleus placed? They are placed in orbits. Okay, I repeat. How many types of subatomic particles are present in the atom? 3. Protons, neutrons, electrons. Which subatomic particles are electrically charged? Protons and electrons. Which subatomic particles are present in the nucleus? Protons and neutrons. Where are electrons revolving around the nucleus placed? They are placed in paths called as orbits. Okay, now you may read the left hand side which has been given. Okay, now in that paragraph they have shown how to write the symbol of an element. Okay, when you write carbon, this is carbon, you may write its atomic number. This is atomic mass number. If this is an element, okay, if this is an element, I'll tell you, consider it as X. X is an element. The atomic number is written below and the atomic mass number is written above. It is written like this. It could be written on the right hand side also. Sometimes it is written on the right hand side. Now page number 32, the next, use your brain power. The symbol used for oxygen is O. There are 8 protons and 8 neutrons in the nucleus. From this, determine the atomic number and mass number of oxygen and arrange these in a conventional symbol. Okay, so you have to find out the atomic number. What will be the atomic number? How many protons are there? 8 protons. How many protons? Not neutrons. It could be protons or electrons. So how many protons? 8. So the atomic number is 8. And what is atomic mass number? Atomic mass number is equal to P plus N. So 8 plus, how many neutrons are there? 8. So 8 plus 8 is equal to 16. Now they have told to write the oxygen with the help of a symbol. That means like this. Okay. So I'll write it as O, 8, 16. Its atomic number is 8. Its atomic mass number is 16. Okay. Now the next question. Atomic number of carbon is 6. How many electrons are there in the carbon atom? Number of protons or number of electrons is the atomic number. So atomic number is 6 means how many electrons? 6. Okay, the answer is 6. A sodium atom contains 11 electrons. What is the atomic number of sodium? It will be 11. If the number of electron is 11, the atomic number will be 11. If the number of proton is 11, the atomic number will be 11. So atomic number is the number of protons or number of electrons. Even by mistake, you should not write and. Number of protons and number of electrons you cannot write. And means it is total. Okay, and the answer is number of protons or number of electrons. Okay, now the next, the atomic number of mass and mass number of magnesium is 12 and 24 respectively. How will you show this? By the convention symbol. How will you write? Which one is it? Fourth one. How will you write? Below you have to write the atomic number, that is 12, and above you have to write the atomic mass number, which is 24. So this is how will you write the symbol of magnesium. Next, the atomic number and mass number of calcium is 20 and 40 respectively. Deduce the number of neutron present in the nucleus. Now what is atomic number? Atomic number is equal to number of protons. Number of protons. How much it is? It is 20. Okay, they have shown, they have given the atomic number is 20. So how many protons? 20. They have given the atomic mass number is equal to 40. A is equal to 40. Now we know the equation A is equal to P plus N. Okay, where A stands for the atomic mass number, P is the number of protons and N is the number of neutrons. You have to find out N. Therefore, N is equal to A minus P. That is 40 minus 20. That is equal to 20 neutrons. Okay, so how many neutrons will be there? 20 neutrons. Okay. So this much you have to learn today. The structure of atom is a very, very important topic. Okay, and now I'll give you the homework. This is the homework for today. You have to explain postulates of Bohr's atomic model. Okay, it is on page number 30 towards the end, and the part of on page number 31. There are 3 postulates. Define atomic number, define atomic mass number. This you may search from the textbook. Okay, atomic number is the number of protons or the number of electrons, and atomic mass number is the total number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus. Atomic number is denoted by Z, atomic mass number is denoted by A. Use your brain power questions, page number 32 we have discussed. You may write those answers, only the answers you may write if you don't have enough time, but those are very, very important questions. Those could be asked. Okay, so before studying the next part of the chapter, this part is very, very important. This lecture of structure of atom is very, very important. You have to thoroughly understand the structure of atom. Read it several times and understand it. Okay, thank you.